Assalamu alaikum students. Here me your biology teacher from IYS. Students, first listen my instructions carefully and follow them. First, keep your biology book with you, okay? And don't raise your hand during my lecture. If you want to ask any question, you can ask me through chat in my question answering session. Third, take a screenshot of every slide as well as home task slide carefully. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Students, today I am going to teach you chapter 7, and the name of chapter 7 is bioenergetics. And in this chapter, inshallah ta'ala, we will learn about the what is respiration, types of respiration, and mechanism of aerobic respiration. Okay, but first try to understand what is the meaning of your chapter. Bio means life, okay, and energetics means production of energy, means how energy produces into the living body. Okay, so means what is the process produces energy into the living body. This process is respiration. What is this? This process is respiration. Okay, and this process occurs. Observe this diagram carefully. Where this process occurs in mitochondria. Are you seeing on your screen? This is the mitochondria. And first understand, only three parts are very much important now at this time to understand the respiration. What is? Observe my cursor. The first is matrix. You are seeing this is matrix, the inner space of the inner foldings. Second is cristae, okay, and third is cytoplasm. Okay, these three parts are very much important to produce energy, and this energy is stored into the mitochondria in the form of ATP's molecule. What is in this form? It is stored into the ATP molecules. Okay, students. Now, what is respiration? Try to understand. Respiration is a process, the chemical process, okay, in which organic molecules means food, you know, when food, it is an organic molecule, it oxidize means decompose, okay, break down within the living cells with the help of oxygen. Oxygen and enzymes means where the oxygen and enzymes are present. These oxygen and enzymes are present into the mitochondria, okay, into the living body. Means after digestion, absorption, assimilation, when foods move towards the cell, okay, it is into the form of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates form. Okay, these are the organic molecules. Okay, and energy is packed in the form of packages in the organic food form. Okay, at the same time oxygen also reaches to the mitochondria, and these enzymes are present inside the mitochondria into the matrix. The both of them work together and oxidize these food molecules. Okay, and what they do, they liberate energy. Beta, in the beginning classes you understand the respiration is a process of inhaling or exhaling gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. No, these are the only two steps. Okay, but according to your class level, what is the respiration? Respiration is a chemical process, it is a catabolic process. Okay, why? Because, and it is an exothermic process. Why? Because the heat and energy is released in this process. That's why it is called a chemical process. Okay, and what happened, what are the results of this reaction? After respiration, what happens? The carbon dioxide gas we exhale outside. Okay, and the water molecules are also produces at the end products. Okay, and the energy which is stored in the form of ATP molecules, it is utilized to perform different activities of the life. Okay, this is the particular definition according to your class level. Food is oxidized. Now see the chemical equation. This is you are seeing this is the glucose molecule, C6H12O6, means glucose is a 6 carbon molecule. It oxidizes. We have three types of organic molecules: protein, fats, and carbohydrate. But the why we have a glucose in this equation? Because glucose, it is the primary source. That's why the oxygen first oxidizes the glucose molecule. Okay, and after oxidizing, what happens? The carbon dioxide gas Water molecules, you know, nowadays the winter season is going on, and we can easily observe the water molecules we release in the form of steam from our mouth. Okay, so means water molecules also releases, and ATP molecules are formed in the form of energy, and they stored into the mitochondria, and according to time being, according to the requirement or need, we use these ATP molecules. Okay, this is the respiration process. Types of respiration. Respiration is of two types according to the living organisms: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. You and me, you and me survive, and we use the aerobic respiration. But some living organisms, like microorganisms, mean bacteria, fungi, and endoparasites. You know, these are the living organisms, and they respire without oxygen. Okay, that's why these living organisms use the anaerobic respiration, because they can easily survive without oxygen. Okay, so means we have two types of respiration: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Means first I'm telling you about the aerobic respiration. It is very much usual mode of respiration. Okay, in plants and animals, they use the aerobic respiration mostly, and it takes place in the presence of free oxygen. See, the equation is a glucose molecule, is the oxygen. Okay, and what happened in this type of respiration? Large amount of energy is released, maximum amount of energy is released, and food is completely oxidized. Food is completely oxidized and release the maximum amount of energy. How much energy? 2827 kilojoule per mole. Means per mole means one molecule of glucose. When the one molecule of glucose oxidized, it releases 2827 kilojoule energy. Or if we calculate into the ATP molecules, how many molecules? 36. Remember the number of molecules of ATPs. How many ATP molecules are forming? 36 ATP molecules are formed. Okay, and the end products are same: carbon dioxide and water. Okay, or no toxic substances are formed. This is a chemical equation. Okay, and aerobic respiration is also called cellular respiration, because it occurs into the living cell. Okay, done. Now the second is anaerobic respiration. What is anaerobic respiration? Anaerobic respiration is also called fermentation. Fermentation, you remember, fungi and bacteria, they are the saprophytes as well. Okay, and they attack on the organic food, and they decay, and they release the energy, and they convert the organic food into the very beneficial products as well. Okay, to meet aerobic respiration is also called fermentation, or it is takes place into bacteria, fungi, and endoparasites. Okay, and it takes place in the absence of free oxygen. Right? What happened? What is the main difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration? The oxygen is not required, and food is oxidized partially. Partially means not completely oxidized, and very small amount of energy is released during the anaerobic respiration. Only 5 to 10%. How much? 5 to 10% energy is released as compared to aerobic respiration. Okay, and the end products of the anaerobic respiration in bacteria and fungi is ethanol, means ethyl alcohol, and carbon dioxide. Whereas in animals, lactic acid is produced. You know, ethyl alcohol and lactic acid are the toxic substances. Toxic means they are the poisonous, they are the harmful substances, and they are not good for health of organisms. Okay, so now this is the chemical equation. You know, is a glucose molecule. You know better, the living organisms, if they are respire anaerobically, or the living organisms respire aerobically, in both cases the glucose molecule oxidize first. You are seeing in both equations, this is the glucose molecule. It is breaking down in the absence of oxygen. It is converting into the ethyl alcohol. Ethanol it is also called. Carbon dioxide, and energy is released. A small amount of energy is released. Okay. Second equation is the lactic acid. fermentation. Okay, the glucose molecules breaking down in animals. Okay, and carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Lactic acid, it is a toxic substance is producing, and the very small amount 2 ATP molecules are formed. Okay, in our body, in the living body, we are also the animals. Okay, in human beings also the anaerobic respiration occurs, but where it occurs, when we do very vigorous exercises, when we go very fast. Okay, so means our muscles in our body, these muscles respire anaerobically, and we feel fatigue and pain in our muscles. So what is this pain and fatigue in our muscles? Actually, the lactic acid form in our muscles. That's why we form the pain in our muscles. Okay, so means lactic acid also form in the human being as well. Okay, this is the anaerobic respiration. What is the importance of anaerobic respiration? It is very much good for us. Anaerobic respiration, it is the emergency arrangement, as well as what happened, the living organisms can easily survive without oxygen. Like bacteria and fungi, they can respire anaerobically and they can survive very easily. And in our body, endoparasites are present. These endoparasites can easily respire anaerobically, okay, and they can survive. And when when we do very heavy exercises, when we run very fast, at that time, we require large amount of oxygen. So means in our body, ATP molecules break down very fast. According to requirement, they utilize more. And that's why we can run very fast, we can do very fast work. Okay, that's why the anaerobic respiration is very much important in the living organisms. Okay, second is anaerobic respiration. It is very much because it is also called fermentation. It is also called fermentation. Okay, and the fermentation process is very much important, and we use this process commercially. You see this diagram, you are seeing in this diagram, this is the banana and the syrup of banana in both boxes. You are seeing the yeast. Yeast is here, fungi, okay, and the second is the bacteria are here. The both of them are attack, or they are working on these carbohydrates, okay, and they are converting by the and they use the process, they respire anaerobically, okay, and they convert this carbohydrate into the ethanol, means ethyl alcohol, and acetic acid. Okay, you can easily observe, and these acetic acid and ethanol we use commercially for making the different types of beverage, means wines, vinegars, wines, and different types of beverage we can easily available for the process of fermentation. that's why that's why anaerobic respiration is also called fermentation, and we use this process commercially for utilizing or for making alcoholic products, okay, for use in our daily life. Second is anaerobic respiration is very much important into the baking industries. You like too much pizza, and how the pizza dough is ready, when we because we add yeast in the pizza dough. Okay, means the yeast which enters into the pizza dough, it attacks on the starch, okay, and it converts starch into the fluffy and soft shape, okay, and gives the texture to the dough, okay, and it breaks down the starch into the uh, different types of chemicals, and it gives the fluffy and soft shape to the cakes and breads. Okay, cakes and bread. And also, this is very much ancient method of the people. In a very ancient time, the what the peoples do, they take the grapes into the mud like structure, and they buried this mud-like structure inside the soil. Okay, and the bacteria and fungi attack on their bodies, and they convert the grapes into the wine. It is a very ancient method of fermentation that people use in their daily life. Okay, as well as we have more advantages. Bacteria and fungi also respire anaerobically, and they decompose the dead bodies. okay, and they increase the soil fertility as well. We already have discussed the importance of bacteria and fungi in our previous lectures, okay. So means they are very much important. Anaerobic respiration is very much important, and we use these living organisms, bacteria and fungi, because they respire anaerobically, and we use them in our daily life for making different daily products, okay. The second topic is very important. Now, this topic is very much important. Students, listen carefully. The mechanism of aerobic respiration. You know, mechanism of aerobic respiration means you have to suppose you are the living organisms, and we respire aerobically. Means aerobic respiration takes place in three steps. It's a very complicated process if you try to understand. Aerobic respiration in a living body takes place into three steps. The first step is glycolysis. Second is Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle. Third is electron transport chain. Now let's see this diagram first. You are seeing, observe my cursor, and you open your book and take out page number 131 as well. But first focus on my diagram, okay? This is the glucose molecule. Are you seeing? This glucose molecule, the first step, are you seeing glycolysis? After that, my cursor is going to the pyruvate. It is also called pyruvic acid, okay? And when I'm going down, this table is showing me aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Means beta the living. I have told you, when if the respiration is aerobic or anaerobic, in both cases, the which organic molecule will break down first, it will be the glucose, okay. So means if I go to the aerobic respiration, the means glycolysis is same. Glycolysis is the first step, and it is same in the aerobic and anaerobic both, okay. If I go to the anaerobic respiration, if the glycolysis is going on, we will move toward the fermentation, okay. But if we move to the aerobic respiration, we have to we have to reach more two steps: Krebs cycles and electron transport chain. Krebs cycle and electron transport chain. So first I'm telling you glycolysis. What is glycolysis? Understand this. Glycolysis, it is the first step of the aerobic respiration in our body. Suppose you are the living organisms, we respire aerobically. Okay, so means the first step of glycolysis occurs in our body. What is the meaning of glycolysis? Glyco means sugar. Lysis means breakdown. Means breakdown of sugar molecule is called glycolysis. Okay, and it occurs into the cytosol. What is cytosol? Cytosol, it is the liquid portion of the cytoplasm. Okay, means it occurs into the cytoplasm, okay, where the glucose molecule, already I have told you, this is the 6 carbon sugar, okay, is broken down means it's oxidized into two molecules of pyruvic acid. Now see my cursor is a glucose molecule. You are seeing this arrow is going towards the down. Two pyruvic acid means two molecules form. When the glucose molecule break down, it forms two molecules of pyruvic acid. Two molecules of pyruvic acid, okay. And what is going on? You are seeing two ADP and two T. Where it is coming? No, when glucose molecule breaks down, energy released, and this energy in the form of phosphate, okay. This phosphate molecules react with ADP and convert the ATP into the ATP. You know what is ATP? ATP, it is a currency of energy, and ADP, it is a discharge battery, and ATP, it is the charge battery. Recall your memory and remember the topic of photosynthesis we already have discussed, okay. Now the NAD, beta, NAD, FAD, ADP, these molecules are present in our body. These are the molecules which are naturally present in our body, okay. So means NAD, you are seeing two NAD molecule, and the arrow is going towards converting NADH2. Means beta, when glucose molecules break down, energy release in the form of phosphate, as well as the hydrogen ions releases, hydrogen atoms releases, okay. And these hydrogen atoms are taken by the NAD and convert NADH, Okay, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotides. Again, I'm telling you ADP, adenosine diphosphate, and NADH, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. You know, students, oxidation and reduction, they are called the redox reaction. When I will teach you, I will tell you, means what happened, means oxidation and reduction always going on in a living body, because you know these are the two processes in a living cell to transport gaining or losing of energy. That's why here the H ion, you know, reduction process. What is oxidation? In oxidation process, loss of electrons and loss of hydrogen ion. But here the which process is going on? Reduction is going on. Means H ion is gaining by this molecule. Okay, that's why it is called the reduction process of gaining of energy, which is released by the glucose molecule. Have you got it? Simply again I am repeating, glycolysis is a process in which glucose molecule break down into 2 pyruvic acid. Okay, and in this process you are observing oxygen is not necessary, it does not require oxygen. Okay, and it is same in aerobic and anaerobic both. Have you done? So means in this is the glycolysis process, is the first step of aerobic respiration. Second, Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle and electron transport chain. Electrons, see, observe this diagram, students. And what is this diagram? You can, and now you open your book page number 131, but you focus also in my diagram. This is the in cytoplasm, glucose molecule is breaking down. Okay, this process is called glycolysis. First step I have discussed with you, but where it is going on? It is going on in cytoplasm. Okay, after glycolysis, two ATP molecules are formed. Okay, energy is releasing. Okay, done. After that, the second step is Krebs cycle. This Krebs cycle, why it is called Krebs cycle? Because this cycle is discovered by the scientist, and the name of scientist was Hans Adolf Krebs. And in 1953, he discovered this cycle, and the scientist Crab also awarded by the Nobel Prize as well. Okay, and the one more name you also see in your book diagram as well. You will see here the name citric acid cycle. Why it is called citric acid cycle? Because beta, when after glycolysis, when the pyruvic acid enters into the mitochondria, what happened? I'm telling you, after glycolysis, in the glycolysis, glucose molecules break down into the pyruvic acid, and this pyruvic acid enters into the mitochondria. When it enters into the mitochondria, means what happened? This process, the Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle, occurs into the matrix. What is matrix? Matrix, it is the inner space of the inner folding of Christie. Are you observing my cursor? This is the matrix. Okay, and inside the matrix, many enzymes are present. Okay, and oxygen is also available. Oxygen is also available. Okay, when pyruvic acid enters into the mitochondria, here the oxygen is available, enzymes are available, they both of them work together and they oxidize the pyruvic acid. What they do, again I'm telling you, they oxidize the pyruvic acid, and when they oxidize the pyruvic acid breaks down into the citric acid. What it forms? Citric acid. That's why this cycle is also called citric acid cycle. This is called Krebs cycle because discovered by the scientist Krebs, and it is also called citric acid cycle because pyruvic acid decompose into the citric acid. Okay, that's why this cycle is called citric acid cycle. This is the second stage. It occurs into the matrix. Okay, and as well as when the pyruvic acid oxidize into the citric acid, as well as carbon dioxide. Are you seeing my arrow? Carbon dioxide also releases. Two ATP molecules are also formed. Okay, and as well as water molecules also released. Okay, that's why, and as well as hydrogen atoms, hydrogen ions are also released. Four things I'm telling you. When pyruvic acid enters into the mitochondria, the pyruvic acid oxidizes into the citric acid, carbon dioxide, water molecules, and H atoms, hydrogen atoms. Okay, four things are releasing from the pyruvic acid after oxidizing the pyruvic acid. Okay, and what happened? The carbon dioxide release outside the cell. Okay, we exhale outside, and ATP molecules are stored into the mitochondria. Okay, and water molecules are also released in outside. Only the H atoms. What happened? Only the H atoms react. Okay, react with the NAD and FAD. Okay, again you will see in your book FAD, flavonamide adenine dinucleotide, and NAD and AD and nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. These both molecules are already present into the matrix. They react with the H ion and they form NADH2 and FADH2. Okay, these are energy rich compounds. Okay, what they are energy rich compounds. Okay, this process is called reduction process because H ion are adding in this. Okay, done. After that, okay, I know you all of them have understood. Okay, after that, the last stage is electron transport chain. Electrons are the very much important source to give energy. The third stage, and it occurs on the cristae. What is cristae? Cristae, it is the inner folding. Observe my cursor. It occurs on the cristae. Okay, cristae. And what happened in this process? The NADH2 and FADH2 again oxidize. They give their hydrogen atoms and they form the 32 ATP molecules. Means a large amount of energy is released. They form the 32 ATP molecules. So means main important main important step, the third step, which is the electron transport chain. Okay, and in this process 32 ATP molecules releases. So means count the ATP molecules. 32 ATP molecules are released into the electron transport chain. 2 ATP molecules released into the Krebs cycle. 2 ATP molecules are released into the glycolysis. So means 2 to 4 or 32. How many? 36. Total 36 ATP molecules form into the aerobic respiration. Student, again I'm repeating, this is the very important subject for you. Mechanism of aerobic respiration. It occurs in three steps. First steps occur in cytoplasm. Second and third steps occur in mitochondria, inside the mitochondria. Okay, and this is the Krebs cycle, and the third is electron transport chain. Glycolysis is same as aerobic and anaerobic both. Okay, and this is, and in this process the glucose molecule breaks down into the pyruvic acid, and this pyruvic acid enters into the mitochondria, into the Krebs cycle, and into the Krebs cycle oxygen is available. Oxygen and enzymes, coenzyme A, I'm telling you about the one enzyme name. There are number of enzymes, okay, but I'm telling you one enzyme name, coenzyme A. It breaks down the pyruvic acid and makes four things: citric acid, carbon dioxide, water molecules, and H ion. These H ion react with the NAD and FAD, and they form the NADH2 and FADH2. These are energy rich compounds. These compounds again oxidize and they give their hydrogen atoms into the electron transport chain, and they form 32 ATP molecules. Okay, student, this is the whole mechanism of the aerobic respiration in our body. We suppose that that's why respiration. We say the chapter name is bioenergetics. I know you all of them have understood how energy produced by the respiration process. Okay, because of these three steps are very much necessary. After that, the energy release in our body, and according to need or time, we use these ATP molecules in our body. Okay, done. So means this is the whole process occurs in mitochondria. That's why mitochondria are called the powerhouse of the body. Okay, they are also called powerhouse of the body because they generate energy in our body. Okay, so means they are called powerhouse and they are present only in the living body. Okay, they work into the living body as well. Okay, now again I'm giving you review of my chapter. See here again I'm repeating. In the first, we discussed about the respiration, and this is the chemical equation of respiration. And And this is the anaerobic. Okay, these are types of respiration: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Two types of anaerobic respiration we have, means alcoholic fermentation and lactic acid fermentation. Okay, and this is very much important for us because we use for making our life very easier, and we get very much benefits from the anaerobic respiration. And the mechanism of aerobic respiration I have told you. You can easily observe the table is here. This is the glucose. Okay, six carbon molecule. This is the glycolysis, means breakdown of glucose molecule. It is converting into the pyruvic acid. Okay, it is same into the aerobic and anaerobic both. But when the pyruvic acid we move towards the anaerobic respiration, it will go towards the fermentation. But I have told you in detail the aerobic respiration. Okay, it is the and this is but it composed of three steps: glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. Okay, and in the mitochondria, in a living cell, three parts are very much important. Glycolysis occurs into the cytoplasm. Okay, cytosol means cytoplasm. Okay, it's the first step. And two ATP molecules are formed only in the glycolysis. And in the Krebs cycle, the two more molecules are formed. Okay, but I'm just reading for you. You don't feel confusion. Citric acid cycle is the second stage of aerobic respiration. It occurs into the matrix. Okay, in which pyruvic acid it is oxidized. Okay, and it enters into the mitochondria. Oxygen is available here. Okay, and what happened? After the decomposition of the pyruvic acid, carbon dioxide, water, and citric acid is formed. That's why it is called citric acid cycle. Okay, and during Krebs cycle, two more molecules are formed. Okay, and some coenzymes. NAD I have told you, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide and FAD flevinamide adenine dinucleotide are reduced. Reduced means they will get the H ion. Okay, done. And the last stage was the electron transport chain. In the last stage occurs into the cristae, okay, of the mitochondria, or in this stage NADH2 and FADH2 are oxidized again. Oxidized means beta they will give their hydrogen atoms. Okay, and after giving their H ion or H atom they will form 32 ATP, 34 ATP molecules. 34. Okay, so means total 34 ATP molecules are formed into the mitochondria. Okay, done. So mean I hope you all of them. Now I'm telling you the you will draw your book diagram. Okay, not my diagram. See the home task slide. The first question is define respiration with chemical equation. Okay, slide number answer is present, but you will write the my slide number answer. Okay, not from book. Explain types of respiration with chemical equations. You will write from my slide 4 and 5, not from book. Write any three differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. This is your task. You will see these slides 4 and 5, and you will find out the differences. Okay, and then you will write the answer in by making two columns in your fair copies. Fourth question, give importance of anaerobic respiration in daily life from my slide. Okay, and number 5, describe mechanism of aerobic respiration with label diagram of mitochondria. But diagram you will draw from your book, page number 131. Okay, beta. I hope you, and now inshallah we will meet together tomorrow for discuss the new chapter.